the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast, and we're glad that you've joined us wherever and whenever it is that you join us each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz and making Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. Brett and Faith here with you this morning. Faith donning some of our new swag there, the popular baby blue with the orange logo across with the rope. I mean, I never thought I'd see rope hats come back into style, but and they are back, but there it is.
Was a thing back in the day?
Rope hats were like a 70s thing.
Oh,
like, those were old. That was the old vibe. It's like shows you that everything does styles come back around.
Well,
like,
I hope you kept some of your old ones.
I may have a few of them somewhere.
Okay.
You know, I'm a pack rat on certain things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's the new hats, and as we move into football season, we're going to be giving some of those away. Also, I don't have this one on, but a lot of people have seen this one. It's backwards because my screen's turned backwards. But anyway, that we got the navy blue with the mesh back, and that one has the kind of the same material on the front as it does in the back. It doesn't have the mesh. So there you go. There you go. You can show everybody there.
Just a little side profile.
You know, the little baby blue, the Columbia blues kind of coming back with Auburn on some things. You know, baseball back in the day wore that. And
I'm glad I can just wear it and not be accused of wearing another team's color anymore. Or I can get away with wearing both.
That's right. Like that, you know, who cares, right? Kind of like how we're going to start here with Auburn just setting the college football world completely upside down today when actually it was yesterday as we filmed this. It was that day. But yesterday, John Cohen and Auburn Athletics announced that they were going to claim the additional national championships. That this topic's been brought up several times in the past, and Auburn has kicked this around, and it kind of gets a little bit of legs, and then it kind of goes away. And, you know, I remember the last time kind of Jay Jacobs brought it up, I think, and people started talking about it. And, you know, it was mixed reviews. Some Auburn people were like, yeah, let's do it. Why wouldn't we? Other Auburn people were like, we don't want to be like Alabama. We don't want to be like some of these other teams that claim these titles that we didn't, you know, claim when we actually won those games back then. But now they go, you know what? Everybody else has done this. There are multiple college programs that have done this. Why aren't we doing it? What are we trying to prove by that? And now the timing of this thing kind of is, you know, but when you go back and retro claim anything, Faith, it's going to stir up people. It's going to raise, you know, eyebrows. People, it just gives people some ammo to take shots. It didn't really matter when you did this. It was going to piss people off. It was going to make people laugh at Auburn. They were going to come up and say joke. But, you know, this will settle down. And guess what? Auburn will have 9 national championships that they claim. And nobody outside Auburn fans, who cares? Really?
Everyone's been laughing in the face of Auburn just the past couple of months anyway. And so people were already doing it, and them claiming these championships. It's nothing really new for the Auburn community to have people saying, wow, look at what Auburn's doing now. Because what have we been hearing for the past few months?
Literally people melting down on podcast yesterday. Melting down. Other fan base, you know, I know an LSU podcast show, whatever it was, just guy went nuts, went for 15 minutes about how dumb this is and how stupid Auburn is. And Auburn and Alabama are in a pissing match about who claims the most retro fake titles. And, you know, it's like, just, dude, why are you so pissed off about this? And it's like getting a rise out of all these, like, set everybody on fire.
Let Auburn live rent-free in your head.
And just continue to do shows about why Auburn's claiming, you know, some additional national titles. And look, I will use our brethren in the state as an example. But Alabama in 1983, and you can go back and look if anybody's got an 83 media guide, claimed 6 national titles in 1983. And then in the 1984 media guide, they had 11 in 1 year. So it's like, okay, what happened from 1983 to 1984? You just picked up what, 7 more? Wow, that's great. Or what? I mean, or 5 more, I guess. Can't count. So, yeah, you pick up 5 more. I guess we're the ones that picked up 7 more. They pick up 5, but I'm not hating on Alabama. Like, their media guy, they felt like that's what they deserved to claim, and they did it. Now, Auburn people have laughed and made fun and whatever, and other fan bases, but you know what? I kind of tipped my hat to it back in the day. Like, there's no right time to go back and claim something, but Auburn has mulled over this for years, Faith, and it's like, oh, are they about to do it? Why don't they claim the 2004 national championship? They went undefeated. USC got caught cheating. Oklahoma got their brains beat out. Auburn did finish number 2. Auburn should have just grabbed that then. When all that went down with USC, they should have just grabbed 04. And then in 1983, Miami jumps Auburn after Auburn wins the Sugar Bowl. And they jump Auburn all the way to number 1. But there were publications like the New York Times and some other places that gave Auburn a national title, but Auburn didn't claim it. And so, like, why not, though? What's the harm? Because back in the day, I know, go back to 1910, 1913, 1914. People go, well, dang, that was so many years ago. But Auburn went 8-0 in 1913 and went 8-0-1 in 1914. Harvard went 9-0 and is officially recognized by the NCAA in 13. And Army went 9-0 in 14 and is officially recognized. But so many things were different. There were no playoffs. There were no conference championships. It was like, go play the people on your schedule, and then somebody's got to get the national championship. Let's just award it to somebody. Things were different back in the day. So why wouldn't the people and the families of the guys that played on the 1913 team, why can't they be honored for their accomplishment? What's the harm?
I just find it hard to believe that there was football all the way back then.
Believe it or not, 2025 will be 100 years down the road at some point. Are people 100 years from now going to look back and go, it don't matter what they did in 2013 and 2014 and 2017. That's so long ago, it don't count.
I mean, yeah, but thinking about it, though, because there were no playoffs or
there wasn't
conferences like that. That's just, it's just, how can you determine?
You don't. I mean, and look, there are like multiple publications, and I can go through all the things that Auburn claims it, but it really, again, it was like even in 1983, you went to bowl. There were only a few bowl games. Auburn plays Michigan in the Sugar Bowl. They win the game 9-7. Al Del Greco kicks 3 field goals, and Miami wins, and they jump Auburn. And so it's like, well, crap. How did that happen? And I think Florida just destroyed Miami that year. But we got beat by Texas that year, 1983. I think we lost 20-7 in that game, if memory serves me correctly. I was a wee lad then, okay? I don't remember the game, okay? I just remember going back and looking and seeing some tape and stuff on the game. But, again, like, just a random group of people said, okay, let's just hop Miami over Auburn, because they didn't win big enough against Michigan to warrant them getting put into number. Like, it's just a bunch of people's opinions, really, when it boils down to it, because Miami was 11-1, Auburn was 11-1. And there are several times in NCAA history, Faith, that teams have split national titles. One team, like one of Nick Saban's national championships, I believe, was a split title with another program. I can't remember who it was, but they shared a championship. So because you had an AP champion and you had the BCS champion, so AP awarded one. And then again, there's a lot of colleges that claim different things. What does it matter? Auburn fan, like they're going to hang up the flags now. They changed the Facebook and Instagram. We saw that today when we were sitting in the media room. They've already changed it to 9-time national champions, and it has pissed everybody that's not an Auburn fan off.
Let them be mad. Like, I don't care. It just
I'm with you. But we had to talk about it.
Oh, because everyone's talking about it.
Everybody's talking about it. But, if we want to go back through for official record, Auburn now claims 1910, 1913, 1914, 1957, which they already did. 1958, they went 9-0-1. LSU's got their panties in a wad because that was the year they went 11-0, and now Auburn claims it, and they're just mad about that. And I know the Chinese Bandits and Billy Cannon days and all that, they had great players, and they were in 11-0, and it ain't like we went and took it from them. They still are national champs. 1983, again, we just talked about that one. 1993, yeah, Auburn was banned from postseason that year, but I think we were the only team that went undefeated in 93. But we didn't play in postseason. So I can kind of see the naysayers going, well, crap, you were on probation, you played 11 games. But we, again, it is what it is. So we're only team went undefeated, so we claim it. In 2004, that's the one that everybody, even like lots of people go, okay, that title got vacated. Why can't Auburn take that mantle? We do now. And 2010, obviously, we won that one. Won the BCS national championship. So there it is. You can smile about it, laugh about it, cry about it, hate, whatever. It doesn't matter. It'll die down in a few weeks when football season gets started. And guess what? Auburn will have new murals on the outside of Jordan-Hare Stadium, which they're already working on that right now, putting those signs up. And all the teams that come into Jordan-Hare Stadium and fans can look up and laugh if they want to. It's fine. Won't change anything.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference to anybody. So,
been a busy last few days with the retirement of Cam Newton's jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And again, watching that video, and you could tell he did not know that was coming. Now, nobody's worn that jersey since 2010. It's kind of been unofficially retired. I know there's been some controversy about Deuce asking Cam, and Cam's like, no, man, I don't. And I have thought about this, Faith. You and I talked about this, but I thought about it. Like Cam, I mean, what he did that year is like unbelievable. He's one of the greatest single seasons in college football history by an individual. 30 passing touchdowns, 20 rushing touchdowns, over 2,000 yards passing, over 1,000 yards rushing. The first player in SEC history to do that. He won the Heisman Trophy, won the national championship. Why would you let a kid that's right out of high school come in and take your jersey? And I know Deuce his name's Deuce. Now, obviously, that's a good fit for him to wear the number 2. But I can see where Cam could go, you know what, man, maybe one day. And, I guess Cam could say down the line, if Deuce Knight's still at Auburn, he could go, hey, man, I know y'all retired it, but I'm going to let this kid wear it. Because I think he's special. And I can make that call now. I can say, let this kid wear my jersey. Pull that number out of retirement for this year and let him wear it. I mean, whatever you want to do. But I can see after what he accomplished and what he did, why he would go, why should I just freely give that up? I get it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I
know you probably disagree a little bit about it.
Yeah, there's a little part of me that I do think that he is one of the best college quarterbacks
ever.
And
I know he only played 1 year. I get it.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I just think definitely the timing of it came at a weird time, but this is a weird time in college athletics in general.
Right.
And
John Cohen's been pulling the trigger on a lot of stuff lately. Retiring the 4th number to be retired in Auburn history, and now adding these national championships to the stadium and to the record book. I mean, he's not worried about what everybody else thinks. No. He's like, I'm going to do what I think's best for Auburn. And really, that's what you should do. I mean, you should kind of look at it. And again, nobody like Alabama fans cannot say anything because they did this in the 80s. When you talk about that, and look, people have laughed and made fun, all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what we joked about this morning, walking to the complex. We're like, well, we can't laugh and point a finger now because we just did it. And I know there's some Auburn fans that don't agree with it, but there's a lot of Auburn fans out here. I got a bunch of texts, Faith, and I know you did too, from different people going on both sides. I don't like this. I wish we hadn't done it. And on the flip side, we got a bunch of people saying, man, what took so long? Why didn't we do this years ago?
The thing with me, and I told you this on the walk over, is we joke about it with other schools, but now we can joke about it with ourselves. Like that's where I'm at, right. Is maybe not so much of, all right, now we can't really say too much because we've done the same thing. No, I'm like, okay, now we can hop in on the fun here and be like, oh, we did it too. Guess how many we won? Oh. Like,
y'all got 18. Okay, we got 9 now. So
yeah, so come on. And it's just,
what happens with Alabama when they're in national championship and playoff games, and I know we ain't been there yet, so it's a little bit of a compliment to the other team across the state. When they do the graphics, guess what they show? Alabama's won 18 national championships. They don't break it down. They don't go, well, they went back in 1983 and 84 and added 5 more. They just say Alabama's won 18 national championships. And you know what they're going to do now? I just looked on the NCAA site, and they go teams by claim national championships by team. They've got 9 by Auburn now. So hopefully we'll make it to the playoffs one year. Maybe this year.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing too. And I just don't know why we're all up in such a big fuss, and this is such a big problem when please look at where we're at right now. Like that, we have bigger problems to look at.
Well, I think that's another thing, Faith, that the timing of this was like, okay, why did we wait till now to do this? And coming off 4 losing seasons and heading into the season where a week and a half
season's going to look like.
Yeah.
Now we're going and we're doing this. Are we trying to find some positivity in?
You're right.
How many years ago?
Yeah. So again,
it's not going to change anything that's about to happen 2 weeks.
It's not
a week from Friday.
That's right. We are less than.
Why don't we get some priorities straightened out and we'll be good to go?
Yeah. And how about go win another title? And let's make it 10. How about that?
Win it and not claim it.
That's right. And now you've got a playoff system, which allows you not to have all of this skepticism and ambiguity on, well, the New York Times gave it to us, or, the UPI poll gave it to us, or whatever. You go through a playoff now, and that's how you win a national title. And there's one champion.
Yep.
And it's undisputed. So, all right, so it's just a new age of college football, and all that stuff's in the past. So a lot of people are like, and I heard another podcast today said, well, should we just wipe out everything before the playoffs? I'm like, well, that's stupid. I mean, that's the pendulum swinging completely the other way. Like you're taking college football. Part of the lore of college football has been that there's been a little bit of mysteriousness to how postseason was, and there's been some ambiguity in why decisions were made and not. So anyway, we've talked enough on that. Auburn's got 9 national championships now, whether you like it or not. It just doesn't matter. All right, let's talk about some of our partners here. Sensagreen.
Sensagreen, for air that's cool and clean. Call on Sensagreen. They are the carrier experts in the state of Alabama. Proud supporter of Auburn athletics and a proud supporter of the Auburn Blitz podcast. With how hot it's been, I can guarantee if you don't have a carrier unit, your AC unit needs to probably be switched out, and Sensagreen will save you thousands of dollars with the installation of a carrier unit.
I look at Sensagreen's logo at the top with the sun and the snowflake. Like, that's literally Alabama. Like, it could be like scorching hot one day and snowing the next. And so it's a very appropriate logo for the state of Alabama. Scout Program Management, a full construction management firm located in Birmingham, Alabama, and they work on multi-million-dollar projects with municipalities and educational institutions, and they will help guide you through the process from the pre-planning stages to the finished product. I have watched them personally. Actually had a meeting with them yesterday, and again, very involved in a major project and kind of steering the boat and making sure things are done correctly and stepping in to make sure it is done correctly. So call on Scout Program Management if that is what you're looking for out there to kind of handle your next project.
Bunkers in downtown Auburn. With how much fun we've had at Bunkers, I can guarantee if you get a group of your friends to go over to Bunkers, they're going to be open today through Sunday, and they've got brunches on Sunday too, which is so good.
Hey, look for the Auburn Blitz banner up there, by the way.
That too, but they've got great happy hour deals, great food, great atmosphere, 2 different bars. So go over there with some of your friends. If you're back for the school year after classes, go over there and just hang out and hit some golf balls or one of the 27 other sports.
That place is just so cool.
Always.
Love Bunkers for sure. Love all our partners. We'll talk about some more here in just a minute because my master bathroom is completely destroyed. And so we'll talk about that. Man, it's crazy to see. And I know we'll get to that when we talk about old number one customs. But all right. Practice yesterday. Saw some really good things, I thought. It's talked to several players, got some interviews that we posted on our social media. We did a little recap. By the way, thanks to all of you out there that watched that and liked that and kind of shared it with other people. We appreciate that so much. But talked to Jamonta Waller and James Ash and a couple other guys too, Jaquez Robinson. And, everybody's just ready for the game now. Next week is actually Sunday will start game prep week. They've been prepping and fall camp and trying to figure out where everybody's going to be. But, man, it's down to the nitty-gritty now, Faith. We'll get one window to watch next week in preparation for the Baylor game. And then Auburn will be on its way on Thursday. They're going to travel on Thursday, and then the game's on Friday. So it's time. I know they're tired of hitting each other. Everybody's that way at this point in time. High school players are, college players are. They're ready to kick it off and go see what they can do against somebody else. But, again, you kind of hear the same tone out of everybody we talk to after practice. They are the confidence level amongst the team is high. They feel like they have a very, very deep defense. Jamonta Waller talked about it today. You talked about it with James Ash, 30 to 40 quality snaps for these guys each instead of somebody having to go out there and play 60-plus snaps is huge. And it's like Jamonta Waller said, you go out there and you go hard for 20 to 30 and make sure you're full speed and playing at the highest level for those 20 to 30 rather than being out there for 50 or 60 and being tired or whatever and having a mental lapse and having a breakdown in coverage or a breakdown in assignment and busting a big play. It makes a big difference. And I do think that's the theme of what we've seen so far in the fall is how deep this team is.
Yeah, somebody that we haven't, I think, talked enough about and we saw a lot from today was Champ Anthony. And
yes,
during practice, you and I were talking about him, and somehow it just went over our heads to talk about during our recap today. And somebody that had such a significant injury and his comeback so far has been
crazy.
And today, at practice, we heard him say, get a fresh one. He's tired. Give me another one, because he was able to outrun one of the receivers. And
he was going head up with Malcolm on that. And you know how fast Malcolm is. And, again, that's part of Champ Anthony's game. Of course, it's the little friendly fodder back and forth, but he was like, look, man, I mean, he's back. That's what makes him who he is.
But like we're saying in the depth there of, all right, if you're outrunning Malcolm Simmons, not every single time, but you have enough time to regroup in between
Right.
each one. And, you see the endurance of a lot of these guys, especially him after being out for so long. Sometimes your endurance can leave you in that.
Right.
And I don't think we've seen a single person that you just see on the defensive side that is just absolutely gassed.
Never. Like, the energy is so high all the time. And I'm glad you brought his name up because he really did stand out in practice yesterday. And good for him, dude. Like, that guy has worked his rear end off to get back to where he can play at a high level, not just to get back, but we've seen him in the spring. We've seen him in fall, the extra stuff he does after practice with trainers to continue to strengthen that leg. And, he was cutting out there on the field with 110% confidence. When
Right.
you suffer a gruesome injury like he did, man, that's in the back of your mind. You're going, man, is that going to happen again? What's going on? Like, it's like he's erased that from his mind. I know he thinks about it, but he doesn't play like that. He's not out there playing scared like he's going to hurt his leg. Like, he's playing as hard as he did pre-breaking his leg, in my opinion.
100%. It's good to see that he's able to trust his own body and know that he's recovered well enough to keep moving forward. But yeah, that was just something that I think we missed earlier today in our recap, and
Good call.
really wanted to have his name brought up. But talking about the energy, I told you when I was looking at the offensive line and their individual drills, that is just where the only position we've been seeing that has been, I don't want to say lethargic,
I think maybe a little bit of an
but
appropriate
moving a
word.
little bit slower, and they don't have the oomph and excitement and energy around them like the defense does.
No, I'm with you.
Or even the receivers. I mean, you see the receivers and they look like little road runners running everywhere, and just their feet don't
And
ever
what
stop.
about the defensive line and the linebackers? I mean,
Well, you go and you see their individual drills, and they are just, you hear them. They are so, they want to hit the people
Right.
in front of them. They want, it's just a very different.
Hey, look, let's remind everybody that when we did position rankings, we had the offensive line at number 2 or 3. Maybe had them at 3.
I
they
think
were
they
3
were 3.
because we
But
had
they're the
DBs
number one
too.
experienced group on the team.
They're the
You would
most
think that
experienced.
maybe.
Correct. You're exactly right. So, look, there's no hiding this. There is high expectations for this offensive line group, and if they don't perform well, I don't know what else to say. They went out and brought some big-time transfers in to go along with Connor Lew, who's got a boatload of preseason honors, Dylan Wade, who's been here forever, Jeremiah Wright, and then Xavier Chaplin is supposedly a first-round draft pick. Mason Murphy, big-time transfer from USC. Then you got the depth that we've all been talking about on the offensive line. And, again, they had a mixed day in the last scrimmage. Some really better plays in the running game, which was very good to see, but the pass blocking was terrible. I mean, the word we got is possibly double-digit sacks in that scrimmage. I'm like, that ain't going to cut it, man. That is not going to cut it. But I did see a really good Jackson Arnold in the RPO, kind of the hurry-up period today, or yesterday, actually. You and I both saw him on the run, making throws, making the right reads. I didn't see many misfires in that 6 or 7 minute period. And, I mean, it was rapid. They were constantly running. Like, this is not 5 minutes, run a play, and everybody stand around, look at each other, and then get lined up. Like, this is run a play, get back to the line of scrimmage, hurry up, going through those drills. And, I mean, that's where he's best. That's where you've heard he's best. That's where you've seen that he's best, is his reaction in real-time situations is where he kind of shines. Maybe a little bit of hesitation when you're dropping back and trying to survey the field on a 3-step drop. So we'll see. I mean, only way we're going to tell is when he goes out there and plays an opponent. And that opponent he's going to go up against is Baylor. So we'll see.
It can't come fast enough for him, that's for sure.
And speaking of quarterbacks, we'll talk about them a little bit more before we get off, but a couple more of our partners before we get off. Old Number One Customs.
You take it away. You had something to say.
Well, they've taken it away. Like, they're the ones taking everything out of my master bathroom right now, and there's nothing but studs everywhere where there used to be walls. And but that's what I want them to do. The demolition process is going on, renovating our master bathroom here at the house. So we're looking forward to some progress pictures and some video that I'll be able to show people. If you're looking for a renovation of your master bathroom, bedroom, kitchen, outdoor living space, call them 334-752-6162 or check them out online. Go look at their work. Hopefully they'll be very proud, and hopefully I'm going to be very proud of their job that they do here, and they're going to be able to push that out on their social media and show everybody what they were able to do here at the Pritchard House. So I'm looking forward to that. So check out Old Number One Customs.
JFA Blue Plumbing, if you want a home Atlas water filter duo, you're going to have purified water throughout your whole entire house, filtered water. It doesn't matter what faucet it's coming out of. Every single drop is going to be filtered water, and how important that is to your body, skin, hair, your family, pets, everything. That filtered water is going to be something that really takes care of your body and hydrates you the way that it should. So make sure you call on JFA Blue Plumbing, because $15.99 for the installation of a home Atlas water filter duo. And that's not nearly what it would cost in your medical bills when you find out the damage that the water you've been consuming or using has on you. So 844-JFA Blue.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And then Oliver Ross.
You've got a party of 20 all the way up to 20,000. Oliver Ross is going to be able to take care of your party. They are certified and licensed bartenders, whether it's a tailgate, wedding, sorority day party, fraternity day party, any sort of thing, parents' weekend, anything. Oliver Ross will go in there. They will set up their bar, and they will get all of the bartending done. They're professionals, so you can focus on the hosting. You can focus on the entertainment. You don't have to worry a single thing about the drinks, and they will clean up after themselves and get out of there. And that's honestly probably one of the best parts of it.
No doubt about it. Why you ain't got to mess with it. That's worth the money there. You don't have to fool with it, and there you go. So call on Oliver Ross. They do a great job there. All right, quarterbacks. I know Coach Freeze a couple days ago made mention that you might see all three quarterbacks in the game. I mean, here we go again. And people have taken that and run with it, and unless something crazy happens in the next several days, Jackson Arnold will be at the start of at quarterback. Will there be a package for Deuce Knight? Yeah, probably. Could be. Whatever. Ashton Daniels, could he come in for a play or two? I guess. I don't – look, that doesn't mean he's unsure of who the starter is. I think that, there's a lot to be read. I know that we feel like it's Groundhog Day around here at Auburn. It's like, are we really talking about this again? Like, are we really discussing that? But it seems like it would not be football season around Auburn if we didn't talk about playing multiple quarterbacks.
Yep.
So I don't know what
Bring around the Rosie.
I don't know what to take from that. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I think he's just being honest that he's like, okay, yeah. I mean, could you see? Could you see? Does that mean you will see? No, it doesn't.
Here's my question: is if there's situations that Jackson Arnold should not be in,
right?
Are you putting Deuce Knight in there?
Yes.
Should he be in that situation either? Why isn't he ready for these situations? Like,
But you even said this a few weeks ago when you went to practice. I wasn't at that particular practice, but you called me and said, look, they incorporated more of the running game for the quarterbacks today. And, we saw more Deuce Knight and blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of, a few practices later, Coach Freeze said, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to put Deuce in certain situations to run the ball. And so could we be inside the 5-yard line and they go, okay, Deuce, let's go in there and, maybe they feel like he's, bigger frame, taller, whatever, could go in there and get a yard. I mean, I don't know. I'm just making up stuff. But could you see him come in that situation? Yeah, you could probably. But, we've already been down this road with Peyton Thorne getting taken out for Robbie Ashford. Or what was it, Peyton Thorne that was sharing time with Robbie Ashford? I can't remember. But anyway, you drive down the field and take whoever out and put Robbie Ashford in, and it's like, okay, you're killing this guy's confidence. He's good enough to drive you down the field, but you get the red zone, you take him out. And over time, you go, dude, you killing the quarterback's confidence.
Also, we know exactly what's about to happen. Like when they switch the quarterbacks, what play is about to be run.
Oh, yeah. Tipping your hand.
The defense knows exactly where to go and what to do.
The same thing with playing tight ends. Like when you see Tate Johnson come in, he ain't running no deep pass route. He's probably going to be in there to block. Brandon Frazier, he's probably going to be in there to run a route, catch a pass. Now he can block too a little bit, but then what about? I mean, you're kind of wanting to get people where you can get a complete player at those positions, where you're not tipping your hand when you send guys in and go, oh, okay, 90% chance they're going to run here. And that, so yeah. But it is the first game. Nobody's got any film on anybody. All they can do is go off what they saw last year. And, if Baylor's watching film on Auburn from last year, they're not seeing very many guys that are going to be contributing on offense this year. So, and then when Auburn's looking at Baylor's defense, they're not going to see but about half of what they would have seen last year, because there's 5, maybe 6 guys that came in the transfer portal that are going to be playing on their defense. So really it's all, I mean, the first game is who can go out and execute the best, who can do the things that they've been working on for the last God knows how long, the best, and who makes the fewest mistakes and takes care of the football. I think that's really what it boils down to. So ready for the game. We're ready to get out to Waco, Texas, and see what happens. I mean, it's coming up. You just, 9 days, 10 days away. Is that where we are?
I don't even know what today is.
Well, today is Wednesday, as people are watching.
So
9 days. 9 days, something like that. Somewhere in there.
I don't know if you're going to count today or not, but.
Right. Well, if we don't count today, then okay.
Then 9.
Yes, correct. All right. So anyway.
That's enough for us.
Yeah, it's been a long day, and we got another long day today. So, but again, we appreciate everybody that tunes us in and have subscribed to our podcast and our YouTube channel, and hitting the like button out there to help us spread the word. And so many positive comments the other day from people that said, look, we're telling everybody that'll listen to go subscribe to Auburn Blitz. And so we are so appreciative for that. All of you that take time out whenever it is during the day. If you can't catch us live early in the mornings, that you watch our stuff. So we appreciate it very much. Okay, everybody. Again, we'll have the show at lunch today. It'll be Andy and JJ, kind of give you a little mixed bag there on Wednesdays for everybody with JJ. He's kind of the resident bammer that comes in. JJ's tolerable, though. He's not a typical bammer. He loves to talk football, and he can actually be objective, which is, I didn't think that was possible until I met JJ. And I said, yeah, there is one Alabama fan that can be objective. So, but anyway, tune in Andy and JJ today at lunch. And again, Faith and I'll be back with you tomorrow for the Auburn Blitz podcast, just like we are here this morning. And again, one more day closer to high school football too.
Yep. Super excited.
No doubt about it. All right, send us out, Faith.
I hope everybody has the best day ever.
And a big old
Warrior